Happy poeting. Hey, Amy.
Whoa, it sounds really like low. Okay, do something again. Say
All
something
right.
again.
How about now? Is it good now?
Ah, it's bizarre. Is it
Uh,
me or is it you?
I don't know. Let me mute and I'm going to come back. I'm going to reduce and come back.
Okay, let me try again.
Oh, I actually meant me, but that's okay. But, anyways, hello, everybody. We, as you can see, have a special guest today. That is Amy Zoellers, the breakfast poet, is here with us today on the second breakfast. And we are going to look at her brand new book baby in just a minute. Um, she'll be back in a second. Oh, and that gives me time to put the banner up. And let's see. How about now? Can you?
Much better. Oh, it
Okay.
was so like, oh, it was like those slow motion demon voices. I was like, oh no.
Oh, well, I hope that got caught for everybody because I really want to hear that
Yeah,
now.
it was pretty fabulous. I was like, this is funny. I would just hang out, but we're doing a poetry
We
show.
got a
So
thing. We're focused.
that's right.
Yes. So, anyway, while you were gone, I congratulated you on Ordeal in French Lipstick.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I put the ticker
Thank
up
you.
so everybody can see down. Where's my finger? Down below.
Yeah,
Check out
right there.
Amy Zoller's Breakfast Poetry Live every morning around 9 CST or Central Time on
Yep.
Instagram at Hypness and Outrage. It's right there. So you can go find that. She does this every morning. It's awesome. I usually catch it
Oh,
after second breakfast. So is that third breakfast?
sounds good. Yes, lots of breakfast in our lives. And this is pretty much for the duration of National Poetry Month, April. But it's also tempting to be like, maybe I should do that just once a week or something.
I
It's
know. I
so
actually
fun.
thought, if I'm just coming on like 5 minutes, that's like
Yeah,
pretty fast and furious to just, this is what's going on. This is whose book just came out. This is,
yeah.
so
Yeah,
eh,
that's pretty cool.
I don't know. It might be like a really much later thing though, because 12 o'clock is actually, I'm up at like 7, but I don't really move. Things are happening. I move. Dogs are being walked and
Yeah,
coffee
on
is being
autopilot.
had and all that. But yeah, there's no brain
Yep.
work happening before
Right.
probably about 2.
That's
So
okay. Well, if we turned it into like a bi-weekly pod, not twice a week, but bi-monthly podcast or something, then we could do it anytime that we recorded it and you could just like
yeah.
pop in whenever. So anyway, thoughts out there in the
Yeah,
ether.
yeah. I
We'll
think we're
see. They'll
making
cook.
new plans.
Yeah, you just
But
never know.
this is
Mhm.
something I meant to ask you before we started this. So you're on the spot. No. Do you want to read or do you have handy anything from Ordeal in French Lipstick?
I don't know that I do. It's like I do this on my phone because we're from the like
Right.
80s and we don't have webcams on our computers, and so so I'm like, well, it's on my phone somewhere, but I don't think I could do both because I'm just not that good.
Okay, well
But
that's fun.
I could read something out of the chat book real quick.
Oh
The new one.
yeah, and show
Where
us
to
your new
go?
chat books. And I'm
Okay,
showing
Moon
everybody, look,
Devoured.
I have it on my phone and I'm going to go buy the paper book real quick.
Woo! All
But yeah,
right.
in a minute,
So
but I
this
want to hear Moon Devoured.
Okay, so this one's Moon Devoured. That's a handmade, like zine style one, and I'm gonna read Tercets to the Angry Artist because it's right in the middle and it flipped open to there. I think it's kind of a good one for Easter, which is a big deal in my faith. So, but we'll see. We'll just see how sacred this text is. From Moon Devoured by Amy Zoellers. Okay, Tercets to the Angry Artist. Tercets being 3-line stanzas for those playing at home. Are all artists swung around by their tempers, overheated, helpless to manage the plot, despite all lemon pies and gentleness they forgot? Are all of the artists temperamental, flaring flashes, overturned tables, amnesiacs of the gentle, as I? Diamonds show their best effects against a background of darkness, opulent, the spectrum our madness reflects. The original artist who dreamt up seas and their radiant residence and blushed the skies follows sometimes form. We hate this. Disgruntled, our complaint is begrudgment of utter freedom, as we lack the eyes to see freedom in the several facets where it lies. Disgruntled, we are chained to this place, chained to its decaying treasures and sea blinking through gelatin mold swamp mire. Disgruntled, no patience to investigate or comprehend perfect joy from all sides, no flame to trust the ruler of the tides. Disgruntled, our complaint is too many earthbound wishes gone ungranted, We have dressed you, artist, as Santa Claus, disgruntled. Our complaint is inequality, this true and human crime, and war and death and grief. We lack the eyes, we lack the eyes, we lack the eyes. Augen zu, which is German for close the eyes.
Oh.
This is talking to me as mostly. So usually I'm not like pointing my finger at the world. I'm frequently like, Amy, you bitch, get it together, girl. Sorry, forgive my French. I'm sorry, French people. That is an old American / English joke where cuss words are French words. It's slang. It's old. Forgive my swears on Easter Sunday, my merciful Lord. But anyway, this is $5 in my coffee shop, which is new. In fact, it's only got this item and an option for commissions. I'm thinking of moving my Etsy stuff over because Etsy fees for a small operation such as mine, Hypness and Outrage, the fees are just going to kill me. So I'm not just, it's not even principle of the thing, it's survival. So I'm going to be moving over. All right. Thank you for inviting me to read something. Ordeal in French Lipstick has uses shades of French lipstick in other poems, and it kind of goes through the process of my mother's long process of dying, but also there's some funny stuff in there. So I think, if I remember right, maybe
there is. I mean, but I have a bit of a morbid sense of humor, but I found humor. But that's in everything. In tragedy, there is humor. That's why we laugh so hard. That's why we laugh, cry. Exactly. Tragedy and humor are so tightly linked. We have to laugh because it's the steam, releasing the steam sometimes.
Yeah, and it can be awkward, but I find myself often in good company of other people who are similar. Like my father died 6 months ago, I think. And it's just whatever my son occasionally bring it up. He's like, because before Grampy, and I'm like, kick the bucket. I can't stop myself from just being like, whoever we are. In America, we're very less acknowledging of death as like say the Victorians who lived with it all the time and were obsessed with it.
Had those hair wreaths, the locks of hair of your loved ones that have passed away, which I've started growing my hair so that can happen, because otherwise my family is going to be cheated. There was nothing to leave.
Same here. We used to have this joke with my dad when he'd be like, if we'd smart off to him if it was like a joke, not if it was really bad, but if we were smart, he'd go, you're out of the will. And we'd be like, oh no, wheat pennies. Because we had those wheat pennies from early in the 20th century. It was this hilarious joke. So he would give them to us for Christmas, like these coin books of wheat pennies to be a smart guy and all this. But, there's a hair museum in town. You probably know this. You've lived here a few years. Layla's or Lila's. Yeah.
I haven't actually been there, and it's on my goal. Kind of like, sounds like a field trip.
Yes, we have got a field trip because it's in the old Shoney's now. It used to be in this cool old brick building farther down 23rd Street toward Kansas City, but they moved it to the Shoney's, which is bittersweet. I really miss that Shoney's, but at least there's a reason to go in it.
Yeah,
a good reason.
Funny. I found out about that from the Vail Museum. They had displays of the hair mementos, or I can't remember what they call them.
Memento mori.
Yeah, well, they actually have a different name for a hair wreath, right? Or
they probably do. Absolutely. I think memento mori might even mean remember that you're going to die, not necessarily remembrance of somebody who has died. So and I can't ever remember the right one for the hair wreaths, which are so cool. They're so impressive.
I know, gorgeous morbid pieces, which is just right up my alley.
We got to get to that place and see, and then learn the technique and make little doodlies out of our own hair before we.
I am growing my hair just for that. No, not really. I'm just growing it because of whatever. Because might as well.
Right. But. I grew mine during COVID unintentionally. I just didn't leave the house, and here we are.
It's kind of what happened under this hat.
Yeah, really, it's a mystery. That's kind of cool. We don't know until she takes it off. Will she take it off?
Well, we have another poetry thing coming up, Instagram Live, which Amy does every third Sunday at 2 Central.
With Angela.
With me. Yeah, mostly. I guess I have been there every time, haven't I?
I think you have. I can't think of a time that you haven't. Yeah. Before I ever, 2 months before I started it, I was like, hey, do you want to do this? Because it might be more fun with another person. And,
and that's
such a weirdo.
for anybody who doesn't know the origin stories of everything, that's where Cake and Hyperbole came from, was because
Yes.
Amy had the idea to do the poetry lives. So
Oh,
it
I
just keeps
love it.
blossoming. And
It
now
does.
podcast, who knows? Oprah
Hmm.
Winfrey.
In the ether, you just never know. Oh, Oprah, if she got wind of us, she would be so into it.
I
'Cause I
know.
think she's a literary woman for sure. She
You
had her
get
book
a
club.
poem. You get a poem. You get a
And we're
poem.
like flinging them into the
Woo,
audience. Here you go.
poems.
We would do that. We would do that. We have many, many poems to share.
Yep. Well, the one that I'm
Awesome.
going to share right now, it's not one that I'm going to read. I am going to buy through the magic of technology. I have the ebook already on my phone, and it's beautiful. But I wanted to buy my copy, my paper book copy of Ordeal in French Lipstick, only if you promise to sign it for me.
Absolutely. We live in the same town. I can do
Yeah,
that.
so, someplace very public and obnoxious.
Yes. Yes. We'll go outside the courthouse or outside of like Clinton's soda shop and we'll be like, hi, oh, anybody else want a copy? I'll just bring a bag full.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah, all right. Anyways, my thoughts, those thoughts are
Yes.
happening.
They'll
But
keep
yeah, so
going.
I'm going to go over here to the paperback. This is a beautiful book, everybody. Beautiful poetry. There's the cover, which is actually art by Amy. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this art real quick?
Oh, this was there are these periodic times where, because my kid is in scouts, my husband and my kid would do rock climbing and various things. Sometimes they'd go to Texas, and I was working at the library, and I didn't really want to go to Texas that time, so I'd be like, you got to go without me, I got to work. There'd be times where they were just gone, and I would just like do like rip roaring artwork, like full steam the entire time, poetry and art. And I just had seen a picture of a flapper. I was looking up flappers on Pinterest, and there was a curvaceous one. You know, they were supposed to, they had that body ideal of boy bodies, no curves, very thin. And that's when a lot of eating disorders kind of came to be. I mean, probably with corsets before that too, but there was that, what's going on. There was this beautiful woman with her curves, with her flapper dress on, and she was doing like this leaning back, satisfied pose. And I'm like, I'm going to draw her. And then I took a canvas and I took two different, or maybe three, I don't know how many different kinds of lipstick I used, but I literally did a background of lipstick because I love doing that. It's before I discovered oil pastels, which is just like stuff, you know, it's just real thick and visceral. And I love that crazy, crazy stuff. So I was doing it and smearing it with my hands. And then I laid her on top. Like, I think I put down bottle caps so that she wouldn't be greasy on the lipstick or anything. And so I like glued down bottle caps and kind of like tacked her on top of it and took a photo. And I thought, this is so cool. What am I going to do with it? It's never going to dry. It's lipstick. And so I took her off of it, threw it away, and put her on a different background. But then I took the photo and just made art prints of it. So that's available in my Etsy shop, which is currently in vacation mode because of the raise in rates. But I'll get that moved over to my coffee shop at a time like this, and you can take a print if you want one as well. So that's the story. And I thought, well, she'd be good for Ordeal in French Lipstick, partly because of her whole demeanor, but also because of the background actually being made out of lipstick, including the bottom part, which is like Hello
so cool.
Sailor blue. And before I found really blue lipstick, it's a sheen that kind of just turns your lips the proper shade of berry. What it does, it just puts a veil of thin blue over your existing color. So they call it like a mood ring effect, but what it really is it just uses your lip's own color and then puts a little sheen over them. So yeah.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. Lipstick talk with Amy Zoellers and Angela Eureka Smith.
Oh, I didn't even see the photo you used.
Oh, with my guitar.
That's beautiful.
There's an Irish artist, Karen H. Art, on Instagram, who a year ago, January, was doing a portrait challenge, and she'd post a portrait every day and be like, do this in your style. And it'd be like Van Gogh and all the people like Henry Matisse and all this. Then there was one where she's like, do a self-portrait. So I was photographing myself like in all my regalia with my guitar. And I'm like, this is what I'm going to draw.
That's awesome.
So that was fun.
That's awesome. All right.
I think people are afraid to do self-portraits. Yeah.
Well, it's because the media tells us all this stuff of what we're supposed to be. And so we get caught in this like, oh, this is what we have to be, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not what we have to be. And that's why we're depressed. And that's why we have all the issues, because whatever we are at this moment is what we're supposed to be.
Yeah. And that's why I love that curvaceous flapper. That is like what she is all about. She's like, yeah, I'm part of the times. I'm part of this scene. But
yeah, I'm making my own scene.
Yeah, I don't look like the magazines, but you know what? Who does?
All right. I am ordering this book, this prestigious moment. Hopefully nothing pops up in my my address. So place the order quick.
I didn't even think about that. You do it fast.
Oh, and there it is again. Anyways, abort.
I can't see it. Yeah. That's a beautiful artwork, though.
There we go. Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you, Angela, for ordering my book. Oh, look at that cake. Oh, tell me about that cake. What's going on?
Oh, that cake is just a cake. It is a cake that I found to celebrate your book. A chaplet is born. This is like a birthday. There's some balloons on there. Angela discovered Canva and how to remove backgrounds and everything. And so she's like just loving it.
The fun ensues. I love it. Awesome. Well, thank you for all of your help with that book, Angela. You gave me a lot of help along the way and encouragement.
Absolutely.
And very much appreciated.
Absolutely. I love seeing it be born. And now we have another one coming out. Like I know you have another book brewing in there because we had two slated for this month. So
I have been sitting on some poems for some times, and this one is actually just from like 2020. There's a lot of COVID poems in the next one, which is called Electrified Corset, and I was actually just looking through it this morning. So there are a few that I tagged as lame that I either need to redo or just remove, but that's all right because I think there's plenty of other stuff in there. And so I'm going to figure out all the layout and what the artwork's going to be and make sure everything's shined up like it ought to be.
Stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Make sure it's all what it should be. Yeah.
Well, I think that's it.
I think so.
Yeah, this is like this has been not so fast and furious. Usually I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Bye.
Yeah, and if you've watched the breakfast poetry on my Instagram at Hypness and Outrage, you're probably like, oh, she's done already? Because sometimes it's half an hour. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm going to read you a poem. And then I'm going to talk and talk and talk and show you what I'm having for breakfast. And as my son always said, breakfast. And so I say it sometimes. And I'm like, he's like, Mom.
That's so funny. I probably shouldn't admit this, but one of my sons would say breakfast. And I was like, that is so cute and kind of disturbing in a way, but also cute.
Adorable and passionate, you know.
Breakfast, yes, like a Viking.
It is. It's kind of Viking. That's great. He's like ready to attack that day. Hey,
yeah,
good stuff.
Right. Well, we are going to be back at 2 Central on Amy's channel, which is right there. You can see it. Check out, don't check out Breakfast Poetry until tomorrow. This will be Poetry Live, which happens every third Sunday, right there at Hypness and Outrage on Instagram. And I'm going to Ko-fi, and I really want a copy of Moonstruck.
Ooh,
I need
Moon Devoured.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, but I'll call it the right thing when I see it.
Yes, and no problem, because anything with moon in it is going to grab my attention. I used to love that movie, Moonstruck. Oh, I should watch it again.
Yeah, I actually was. Yeah, anyways, I won't digress, because then we will have, then we'll just
I
bleed.
will.
Then we'll just
Watch
bleed
me.
into Poetry Live.
We'll be like, wait. Let me just close that and go to Instagram. Everybody follow me. Come on.
Yeah, here's the link. Here's the link.
Yeah, so, we've got to relax a little beforehand. I got to reread some of these wonderful poems that people have sent in, so I make sure that I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, because we have a bunch to read, which is amazing. I'm like,
it is.
I love everything. So thank you, Amy. Thank you for being the instigator of all of this. Your genius has lit many flames.
Oh, I appreciate those kind words, and thank you for joining in, because do you know how many times I try to drag people along on my harebrained schemes, and the answer is like 9 times out of 10 just like, oh, I don't think I can. I tried to start a mom band, and so anyway, I'm really glad. That was way back, but I'm really glad that this happened. It was the one that was meant to happen.
Yep, exactly. And I am that person. If you ever need to bury a body or anything, so there.
Hey, and take a little bit of hair and make beautiful art.
Weird. Yes, let's do this thing.
Good. Our moment has arrived. Good. Good. Love it. Excellent.
All right. I guess I'll see you all. I will see most of you tomorrow morning, like normal. Well, I'm sorry, my morning at noon.
Your awakening. Yes.
Yes. When I start functioning at noon tomorrow, right here at this channel. But in just a little bit, I will be over with Amy at Hypness and Outrage, and we will be poeting more poet stuff.
More. Always more. It's National Poetry Month. Whee!
Yep. And congratulations on birthing that gorgeous, gorgeous book. Everybody go get Ordeal and French Lipstick. Oh, you know what? The link will be in the comment box. The link will, because I have that power.
Oh, so much power. I love it. Okay. I'm going to stay on your good side.
No linkies if you make me mad.
That's right. That's how the world works, people. People want to help you when you're nice. So I'm trying.
That's karma.
Yeah.
All right. I will see you all later. Happy poeting.
Happy poeting.